What are the top 3 advantages to investing in commercial real estate? Let me go ahead and break these down for you a little bit. Now, there's a lot more advantages. You can actually do 20 or 30, you can keep going. I want to give you the top 3 that I think really make a difference in what you're doing, all right? Now, number 1 is very, very simple. It's leverage. Everybody talks about leverage, but leverage is huge. You can buy $1 million property or $1 million asset, and you're coming in with a fraction of the down payment, right? So sometimes it can be 10%, 5%. I obviously love 0%. I love to get in there without any money out of my pocket. And this is huge. You may not cash flow like crazy right off the bat, but you're going to get into building your net worth, which is fantastic. So leverage definitely is huge. Number 2, the second thing I love about it is the appreciation. The real money is made in real estate in appreciation. It's not cash flow. You can cash flow $5,000, $10,000 a month. That's fantastic. The real money is made when you keep that asset for several years and then you're selling down the road and now you've got a larger chunk of cash, right? And let's suppose you bought a property for $800,000 and you kept it for 5 or 6, maybe even more, 7, 8 years, and now you're selling that property for $2.5 million. Well, this happens all the time. If you think about how long it would take for you to cash flow and to get 100% return on your money, it would take a long time, right? It's going to take a long time. You need to get a 10% return. You'd have to do 7 years. I mean, a lot of factors would have to go right. And typically it doesn't happen that way. But if you keep it for a while, the real money is made in appreciation. The longer you hold it, the better off you are. And if it's if it's a true commercial asset, now you have renters getting in there, new leases are being signed, longer rent bumps, depending on how you're structuring the deal. You could really do very well with this investment in many, many cases, life changers. And the third thing is tax advantages. The tax advantages are huge. Now, I'm not a tax expert or a CPA, so I'm not going to tell you how specifically to, better your financial situation through taxes. I definitely recommend everyone talk to a CPA of their own. But the basic tax advantages are the same to everyone else. So if you do a 1031, those are huge. You get certain write-offs and deductions that you wouldn't get otherwise. Definitely is very, very helpful. You have a huge tax shelter. And you start putting those things up. So you can get into a property leveraged correctly. Very, very minimal or easy, I don't want to say minimal, a decreased amount of down payment. Whereas if you're going to buy $1 million of Tesla stock or Amazon stock, well, I mean, it's not likely you're going to get it on a loan. Maybe you could do short options or some of that stuff. I'm not familiar in that sort of thing. There are ways to structure it. I'm sure there must be something. I don't know what. It's still not the same. It's not the same as getting into a real estate deal with leverage. And then you've got your appreciation. The longer you hold it, the more it goes up. It doesn't always happen with a stock or anything else. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work that way. The mechanics of the deal are not the same. And then tax advantages. Your tax advantages are huge. They're just absolutely monumental. I definitely would look into them and try to get a little more detail. If there are some things you want to know and I can answer them, please ask me. Feel free. I'll do whatever I can to help you. Thank you.